Hey guys, this is Law Walker here. I wanted to do a quick video on my Bass Raider 10E NXT. I've had this boat for about 6 months. I've probably watched more videos than I like to admit on how to modify this thing. And I just felt like I should throw my hat in the ring, I guess, on what I've done to my boat and some of the lessons that I've learned from using it for the last 6 months. It's a really good boat. If you find one on the market, I would jump on it. They're kind of rare right now. They're hard to find. I don't know how expensive they are, but I got mine for about $6.99 about 7 months ago, I think. I live in Tallahassee, Florida. Most of our lakes here that I can get to in a reasonable amount of time are about, I don't know, 4 to 8, 10, 12 feet tops. So this is a perfect boat for what I need. Most of the lakes, you can't even have a powered motor on it. So having a trolling motor is perfectly fine. My first suggestion would be spend some time in your own boat before you modify. Don't just jump in it and then, you know, go out to Lowe's like I did and a few others and just start putting holes in it and adding things and going to Academy and buying unnecessary things. Buy it, put a trolling motor on it. You need that. Get a battery. That's all you need. Go out fishing, spend some time in it. Take your girlfriend, wife, hopefully not both. You know, take a friend. You know, take your kids and just spend some time in it before you start modifying. You'll save yourself a lot of time and maybe even some money. To start out with, I know one of the things that a lot of people modify is this right here. These little, you know, side containers. People really hate those things, man. Most people can complain. And yeah, it's not deep, and your cup's gonna fall out of that. And I put my cell phone here. I'll keep my keys there. You know, by the time the day of fishing's over, I've got, you know, lures and worms and hooks and, you know, weights, all that kind of stuff inside there. So I like it personally. I don't have any problems with it. I know a lot of people put, you know, a board down and wrap it in carpet. I didn't do that. I just think that's going too far. But hey, again, you know, maybe you do and you loved it and that's why you did it. But for me, I didn't need to. I added this rudder about a couple of weeks ago. When the wind picks up in the fall, you know, you start going in circles because it is a rectangle. It is light. You're going to do that. I went to Amazon and purchased this additional mount for Minn Kota battery, trolling motor off of Amazon. It works great. I had this piping laying around and attached it. It works perfectly fine. Battery box. This is a powered one from Academy Sports, the Marine Raider. Be honest with you, if I had any choice, I would go back and just buy the standard box. Don't really need the powered, but it works. You know, no complaints here. You know, does it meet my needs? It does. Because I saved some money by going with the standard box. Sure thing. So that's just kind of your call. For rod holders, they come with two in the front. And a lot of people put, you know, rod holder here, or they put a rod holder down here. There's a kind of a space for it right here in this little area. For me, I went with this. I cut some PVC pipe, painted them black because I like to keep everything nice and consistent. The boat itself is a grayish color with a black trim. And I just sit my rods down inside of it, and it's great. You know, they slide in and out. In transport, they don't move, and I keep my rods and my reels on the boat at all times. I keep it, you know, just great. You know, while I'm fishing, I can quickly switch between rods with no problem. There's no fear of them falling out of the boat. So I really like it. This guy, I saw a guy online, he suggested this pipe insulation wrap. Cut it up, and it protects your reels from getting locked, you know, stuck together because of hooks and whatnot. And I use some Velcro to keep them together during transport. Really good. Don't have no complaints about that. It's a really good idea. And yeah, I put a flooring in with a half-inch pressure treated plywood, wrapped it in some gray flooring that I got from Lowe's. Works really good. Really happy with it. Makes it super comfortable. Dries fast if it does get wet, and haven't had an issue with that. Here's my seat. It comes with the boat. Very comfortable seat. I don't ever intend to upgrade. I bought these 2 little boxes from Walmart. It's called Hold On My Worms. I do mainly worm fishing. And I got, you know, a place to keep my gear, whopper ploppers or anything else like that in the size. I really love it. Only problem is if you get a spool of line that's this size, it will not fit. Trust me, that's a little frustrating. So anyways, this is a side comment about that. I did add some eye hooks here, or whatever they call these things, and I bought this thing off of Amazon. Have one on each side. Works really good. Have my whistle. I've got my just fingernail clipper so I can cut line really quickly. Makes it really simple. I like that. Have my Scotty mount for my anchor. It should be pointing the other way. I don't know why it's not, but typically it's pointing this direction so I can anchor off. And I bought a 15-pound mushroom style anchor. Works really good in these Florida marshy, muddy bottoms. So I'm not pulling up, you know, just pounds and pounds and pounds of just grass, dead grass. Probably the biggest modification, not biggest modification, I don't know, risky one, I guess. I have my trolling motor. It's a 55-pound Minn Kota, and I bought this connector from Amazon. I'm sorry, Academy. It's a 12-volt connector. And what I did is I cut it and I did this. And what it is I went to Ace and just picked up some quick, you know, outdoor power connectors. And, you know, they work great. It's for, you know, I think it goes up to 120 volts. And my gosh, it is fantastic. As quickly as that, I can disconnect and power up my trolling motor with no problems. I wrapped the crap out of it with electrical tape, but that's just to help maybe keep it a little bit more waterproof. That's all. Didn't need that much, but I just did, and it works great. I went with the Garmin Striker 7 SV. That's the side view. And love this thing. I built a little cage or topper for the battery. I'll show you what I did here. Because I didn't want to buy another mount, another $40 Scotty mount for the fish finder. I just had some 1x sitting around the house, cut it, had some painted it black because again I like to keep it consistent. Kept the wires here on the side, and my dad gave me this riding lawnmower 12-volt battery, and this thing works perfect. It charges up in no time. It keeps it running, no problems with it. Love it. It's a great addition, because that way I have two separate power stations and I can keep my trolling motor just running off of one battery. And for the transducer, I went with the Scotty transducer mount. It, you know, connects here. Everybody complains, you know, don't go into your boat. I mean, look, if you're getting water way up here, you got a problem, right? So it has no problems. I wanted something that would be a little bit more consistent with it's the view. I did not want something on the trolling motor because I'm so active using the trolling motor. I didn't want, every time I look down, you know, at the fish finder, you know, what direction is that fish finder being, the transducer looking at? And maybe I'm stupid because maybe I don't know enough about boats. Maybe that's not an issue. But for me, I just wanted something that would give me a consistent view at all times. That's why I went with the Scotty mount, and it's easy for transport. I just lift it up, move it, and disconnect the fish finder and take it inside. It's really not a problem. I did go with this, I grabbed my old kayak oar. It's great. I suggest having a long oar, because when, you know, I stand up and do this, it's really helpful. It's almost like, you know, standboarding. So yeah, get you guys oar, get it attached, and that'll save you some headache when you're trying to, you know, cast off. Or you know, when me and my dad goes out, he's got a similar boat to mine. I'll use my oar, I'll stick it out, he'll grab it, and we'll pull each other together if we have to. So that's a really good addition to the boat. It's just something simple, but you may need it at times. So the trailer itself, I got offline on Facebook. It's $200, I think, or something like that. It's one of those Harbor Freight, you know, kits. It works great. Again, I don't travel long distance with it. I wouldn't maybe trust it on the interstate, but you know, I can go 55, 60 miles an hour in this thing, and again, have no problems with it. I keep the boat covered. I got a John boat cover, and it sits, you know, on the side of my yard with my truck, and you know, if it doesn't ever get any direct, you know, sunlight or rain, it stays dry at all times. And again, I'm just super happy with this boat. I would just one more time suggest, if this is something that you're looking to getting into, don't modify it right away. You're just going to find that you're going to waste some time and waste your money. So just spend some time in it and then modify. You know, if you want to put a casting deck on it, put a casting deck. That's your call. I didn't feel the necessity to do that. I'm 6'2", 260, and I can stand up in this thing, and I'm standing up plenty tall. Another, what is that, you know, maybe it's 10 inches here, you know, maybe it's worth it, but for me, it wasn't. You may find as soon as you're out and you're like, I just don't feel high enough. Okay, you know, get that seat up, you know, get your pedestal seat, put your, you know, but, you know, for me, putting a casting deck on this would limit my ability to take somebody else out in it, and I take my kids out, my wife, a lot. And to be able to just put in a different seat, you know, it's the second seat in the back, and they're comfortable and I'm comfortable, that was worth it to me than putting on a casting deck. So again, these are my modifications. I try to keep it as minimalist as possible and didn't try to add too much. The nice thing about these little things I got from Walmart, I really do suggest it, is they naturally kind of attach to the carpet. I'm pushing somewhat hard and they're not moving. So even in transport, the wind's not going to push those around. So I really highly suggest, if you have one of these boats, go and picking those two up. Notice they're gray because consistent theme there. Walmart, $5, something like that. So anyways, guys, leave your comments below. I'd love to hear what you think about my little boat. Thanks, guys. Bye.